For this week's video, I want to talk about finding published opinions of court cases. Throughout the Jim Crow era, individuals challenged discriminatory laws in state or federal court. Some of these laws are quite famous, like Plessy versus Ferguson, that upheld the constitutionality of the concept of separate but equal accommodations, and of course Brown versus the Board of Education, which overturned that decision. Others are less known, like Sweat v. Painter, one of the so-called graduate school cases that challenged segregation in higher education. When a high or appeals court rules on a case, its decisions are published in a variety of legal publications.
Today, lawyers and law researchers use the electronic equivalent of these books, often from a company called LexisNexis, which is a leading supplier of legal, business, and news information to firms and businesses across the country. Nexis Uni is the new name for the campus library version of the LexisNexis database. And you'll find it in our drop-down list, but under L for LexisNexis. I don't know why, but that's where it is. LexisNexis, Nexis Uni. Now, if you know the parties of the case you're seeking, you can use this large search box here at the top. Before you search, though, it's a good idea to limit your searching just to court cases so that you can avoid all the other types of results. I'm going to search for Sweat v. Painter, a case that was ruled upon by the Supreme Court in 1950 that successfully challenged the basis of Plessy versus Ferguson. What we get now are 5 cases, 2 of which are lower court cases from Texas, and 3 are from the Supreme Court. A few of these hits are just procedural filings, so you want to look for the ones that actually have this little box that says Overview. That'll be the real case. You're also going to see these little symbols here that LexisNexis puts in there. These tell us about different aspects of the case, particularly how it was treated by the courts over time. So you see the little stop sign here. This indicates that this case was overturned, and that's what happened, of course, in the Supreme Court. Click on the case to read it. And there's all sorts of information here, including a overview and some other lawyery types of additions here that LexisNexis puts in there. But in the end, you'll find the opinion as you scroll down. And that's the main text that you want. Now you can download this whole case. In fact, you have all sorts of options that they give you about formatting to create your document. It also has a citation builder built into each case right here, and that'll allow you to build a citation in whatever preferred format that you have. Often you'll likely find out about court cases in your research through secondary sources, and so you'll have the parties' names to search. But still, you can also try to search by keyword. Now you can do that up here in this big search box, but they also have this guided search here where you can construct your search within the cases. This box here where it says About is truly searching the text of all of the cases that are in there. And so searching by keyword for general sorts of terms, much like newspapers, can be really, really tricky. For example, if we type the words racial discrimination, we get over 10,000 hits. And of course there are some limiters down here by court, and a nice easy one slider here on dates. But even so, you're going to get a lot of cases when you use really general terms. And the other thing to remember is, just like newspapers, these opinions of the court were written at the time that they were ruled upon. So they're going to have the same antiquated terms that you run into when you do newspaper research as well. So if we search for the word Negro and we look back, we know we're going to get a lot of terms that are relevant to your research, just because of then that word popping up in the different cases. So LexisNexis, the product is now called Nexis Uni, is a fairly straightforward database to find state and federal cases. Good luck.